The last section for Chapter 6 is going to look at finding the sales price after you're given the markdown. So we've looked at how to find markdown, what markdown is. Now we're just going to take the last step pretty much to figure out what you would actually pay. So it's really all like sales price or sale price is. It's just the amount that the item that's marked down is actually going to be sold for. So it's another way to look at it is how much you're actually going to pay. And that's really it for this section on like terminology stuff. The rest is just some calculations. We're going to look at 2 ways to calculate this, and just be sure that you know how to do both ways, because on the homework for each problem you have to do both ways. And the second way to me is really easy, so I don't think you're going to struggle too much with either of these, but I know for sure the second option you're probably going to like better. So for calculating the sales price, the first way is to take your regular price and subtract it by the markdown price. So the markdown price is what we were finding in the last section. That's the first way you're going to do it. You're going to find that markdown price and then just subtract it. The second way is to actually use the percentage that you're going to pay. So say that something is 20% off. That means you're going to pay 80% of that 100%. And the difference between 100% and 80% is just, or the difference between 100% and 20% is 80%. So you would take the percentage that you're going to pay, multiply that by the regular price, and that'll give you the sales price as well. So we're going to look at both ways, and you're going to have to do both ways, and you always should get the same answer. So you should pretty much get the same answer both times you do this. So let's look at an example, and I'm going to do it both ways just so you can see it. So it says Deborah has a 25% off coupon and is purchasing a watch that has a regular price of $125. So if we want to look at this to find the sales price, the first way, we're going to take our regular price and subtract it by our markdown. So the first thing we need to do is find that actual markdown. And the way that we would do that is to take 125, multiply it by our percentage. So we're going to multiply this to begin with by 0.25. That will give us $31.25. So now that we've found that markdown price, we're going to subtract that by the regular price. So this is the first method. So we are going to take 125, which is our regular price, subtract it by that markdown price we just found, and that will give us our actual sales price. So our actual sales price would be $93.75. So I don't think you should struggle with that too much. It's really just multiplying at the beginning and then subtracting. The second option I think is just easier, but you're going to have to do both. So for the second method, we're going to use the percent paid method. So that means you take 100% and subtract it by the percentage off. So if this is 25%, we would take 100%, subtract it by 25%. That's going to leave us with 75%. That's actually how much you're paying, 75%, what the regular price would be on this purchase. Once you find that, all you have to do is take your original price, multiply that by the percentage that you just found written as a decimal, and you should get the same thing. So let's make sure we get the same thing. Yeah. So then when you multiply this, you would get 93.75 as well.